Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you guys are all doing well and have a blessed month of Ramadan, inshallah. And I hope you guys are making the best of your last 10 days of Ramadan. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا يا رب العالمين. So today my topic, I'm going to talk about one of the most noble deeds before Allah, and that is calling people to Allah and spreading the message, the word of Allah and the message of the Prophet ﷺ, and that is dawah. And just before I start, dawah, it's an Arabic word for those who we all heard it before, but if we just dissect it, basically it is the word. It means to invite or to offer, to share, right? So it's not necessarily to convert or to switch someone over to a different religion. It's simply to invite and to offer, to share. So it's a simple act of offering to share your knowledge or what you know about Islam to non-Muslims. And it's simply a fard kifaya. It is not a wajib, but it is the closest thing that you can think of to a wajib. Because if you think about it, it's the same. It's the number one thing that is the sole reason why the Prophet ﷺ was a prophet, or all the prophets were, brought to this life. That was their mission. That was the number one thing that they had to do. So in essence, if you think about it, it is a form of sunnah that you're doing, because that's what the Prophet ﷺ used to do. So if you are going to do any sunnah actions, that should be among your top, because that is what the Prophet ﷺ lived for from day one that he became the Prophet until he died. That was his main mission. Real quick though, it is a very critical topic, because we need to remember that we're not allowed to spread the facts that which we don't know well about. On the other hand, it is a responsibility to invite the non-Muslims, like we said, especially at this time and age. There's a lot of misconceptions about Islam and lots of bad image about Islam. So it is upon us to even take more responsibility to spread the word of Islam. So in the Quran, there's a Surah Yusuf, verse 108. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين. So to translate that for you, the verse says, "This is my way, I call to Allah with sure knowledge, I and those who follow me, to Allah be glory, and I am not one of the polytheists." And I will go back and reiterate one part of the ayah. Says, "I and those who follow me." Right? This is my way of call. I call to Allah with sure knowledge. I and those who follow me. Basically, that's including us as well. And then in the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said to Imam Ali, if Allah guides a person from among His servants through you, then it is better than everything between the east and the west on which the sun shines. Also, when asked by a person for counsel, he said, "I advise you not to associate anything with Allah." And then he followed that by saying, "and to call the people to Islam." That's the second thing after Shahada. That was the second thing that came right after that. And then he said, "You should know that the reward for you, for each person who answers your call, is equal to emancipating a slave from the children of Yaqub." And also there's an ayah that I want to share also from Surah Al-Baqarah 256. On the contrary, لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت وهو يؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. Basically saying, and I don't have the translation for this, but لا إكراه في الدين, it's basically saying you should not be forcing people to become Muslims. So by no means, this is also a reminder that we should not force people to become Muslims or force it into them, but simply share with them a verse or so. And that also takes me to my next hadith, as the Prophet ﷺ said, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ بِآيَةٍ. So convey about me, even with a simple verse or a word in another hadith. And then the Prophet ﷺ also said, عن أبي بردة أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعثه ومعاذا إلى اليمن فقال يسر ولا تعسر وبشر ولا تنفر وتطوعا ولا تختلفا. In the hadith is to translate for you, saying, make things easy and don't make things difficult, give glad tidings and do not repel people, cooperate with one another and do not become divided. So just remember that, convey about the Prophet and about Islam, even with just an ayah or a word, whatever you know, you're capable of sharing it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. I hope you guys have a good rest of Ramadan, inshallah, and make sure you make the best of the last 10 days, the last few days that you actually have left. And كل عام وأنتم بخير and Eid Mubarak to all you guys. Thank you very much.